Hello, and welcome to Success Stories with Key, where you get a chance to see success from the eyes of someone who is achieving success. What is success? Success means different things to different people. I'm interested in hearing from these people and finding out about their achievements, their challenges, and their keys to success. This week, I have the honor of speaking with Gerard Sgro, otherwise known as Gebsy. Welcome, Gebsy.
Thank you, Key. Thank you for having me, mate.
So Gebsy is a tailor by trade with over 25 years experience. Gebsy was a joint owner and trade manager of Junket, an innovative design-focused retailer who brought international style and quality for the architects of Geelong. He's since moved on from that business to focus on his own tiling business. So, who is the real Gebsy?
Well, the real Gebsy is about to crack a beer because it's Sunday afternoon and a lovely chat.
Yep.
Today we have Prickly Moses XPA, a delicious golden XPA. Okay.
Gonna show us. Are you gonna show us? Yo.
Cheers.
Oh, it looks good. Looks good.
Yeah.
Cheers.
Oh yeah, that is good. Yes, I'm half Italian actually. I have an amazing supportive wife and I'm an identical twin. I have an older brother who is another older brother who's 18 months older than I am, and he's the business partner we spoke about, the tile business, and a younger sister, a fiery little wog chick. She's hilarious.
Cool.
I also, as you do, Key, I'm a Brazilian Jiu Jitsu practitioner. And just recently received my black belt. I like to cook. I was a pastry cook in a past life many moons ago. So that was a fun job too. It was when I was 16, 17, 18, I think, somewhere around there. I don't know, too many years ago. And I'm a vocalist, so I like to sing.
Excellent. So I'm just going to jump straight into the questions. What are some of your proudest achievements?
Well, I mean, we just touched on one of them. I guess getting my black belt in Brazilian Jiu Jitsu was one of my proudest achievements.
So how long have you been doing Brazilian Jiu Jitsu? When did you start?
So I started, I believe it was way back in 2002 or 2002, 2003, somewhere around there. Took a little bit of time off. Picked it back up again, I think in 2004. Did a bunch of years. I got my shoot fighting black belt, which was because I did shoot fighting and Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu at the same time. Used to be at the same school. And then I needed to spend more time on my business. I couldn't train as much as I wanted to. So yeah, I mean, life gets in the way. Jiu-Jitsu is always there, but you know, it's people say, "Oh, you got your black belt, cool." Most people don't really ask you how long or how hard it was or how whatever, but that's the reality. You know, there's so many parallels to business and success in general on the mat, and that's what I really like about Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. I mean, what time? Besides leaving school or going through schooling, at what point do you actually get to challenge yourself on such a level outside of a professional environment? That's why I think Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu is it's brilliant.
Some of the audience might not be familiar with Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu and some of the challenges. So can you share some of these parallels that you've been talking about between Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu and running a business?
Yeah, absolutely. You know, I think there's a trap that a lot of people can get into when they're running a business, just spinning their wheels. They're very busy, but they're not actually getting, you know, the 80-20 rule. They're not doing what matters. And I think, I mean, that's just off the top of my head one, and it's the same on the mat. If you're not actively trying to gain the control in order to move to the next level, which is, you know, control, and then possibly get to a submission. Like, you what are you doing there? Like, so, and there's so many more. I mean, as you start thinking this way, know your game. Like, that speaks volumes to me, is even as a business person. Know your game, know your key audience, know your game, play your game, and just do it. I love it. I love being on the mat, discussing certain things, trying to figure out problems, and you're brainstorming, and you're figuring all these things out on the fly with guys, and then you realize, oh, there's another aspect that I can take back and put into my real life, situations.
So this is interesting. You mentioned before that some people are dismissive of a black belt because they're like, oh yeah, you got a black belt, well done. So achieving a black belt, why are you proud of this achievement?
Well, I'm proud of it because it's a very difficult thing to actually do. Takes a long time, takes a decent amount of discipline. You have to be consistent with this. Ground fighting is so different to any other style of martial arts. You're like a fish out of water the first time you do it. Like, everybody starts on the same level, and yes, you progress differently just due to natural ability and all that sort of stuff. But the learning curve is so steep that it actually scares a lot of people. They go, oh, I can't do this. I've been doing this for 6 months. I should be better than I am. And it's like, well, mate, this is what you signed up for. Like, what do you want? You can't shortcut the process. And again, that's just like business. You can't shortcut the process. You need to put the work in. And getting a black belt in Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu is a lot of hard work.
So I move on to the next set of questions, which are around the challenges that you've experienced. So these could relate to jiu-jitsu or be related to your business. So what are some of the challenges that you've experienced?
I will bring it back to I'll bring it back to jiu-jitsu once again. I mean, business challenges, everybody has them. As a business owner, as an entrepreneur, the amount of challenges that you have, are seemingly endless. But I'll share a story about my jiu-jitsu, a challenge in jiu-jitsu that I had, which was it's quite relevant if I bring it back. So I play a turtle game. So it's on all fours, basically defending the neck and working your way out of trouble that way. And I got to a point where I thought, yep, I got a handle on this particular position now. I'm feel real strong, and I went to me and a couple other mates. We went up to Adelaide to the Oz Cup when it was called the Oz Cup. It's called something else now. I think it's the Nationals or whatever. But we went up to Adelaide, and I got to it was a semi-final. I got third in the end, but the guy just pulled my turtle game to pieces, destroyed it like I was a novice at it, even though I thought I was pretty good. And and we have moments like that in business where we think we're all over it, and then someone comes in and just trashes the place. They make you look like an amateur. And I think, to walk away, have the resolve to go, what was that? I thought I was better than this. Okay, now I've got to go back to the drawing board. And I think it shows real character if you can walk away from something like that and go, okay, I get my team together, I get my, my confidants that are around me, and guys that are going to tell me the truth. And we're going to pull this thing to pieces. We're going to pull it apart to fix it, properly.
So what advice would you give to people who are experiencing similar types of challenges?
Learn to identify these things. Take responsibility for the problems that are in the situation, because in my experience, 9 times out of 10, it's on me. It's not on anybody else. Yes, the situation could be different, but at the end of the day, the buck stops with me. I'm the one calling the shots in business. I'm the one making the decisions. Just like on the mat, it's me and him, and it doesn't matter what he's doing. It's about what I'm doing. So I need to be taking responsibility for these things. I think of it this way. It's like preventative and maintenance on your vehicle. You think it's a bad time to break down now while everything's still good? wait until it's, Friday afternoon and your car breaks down and that's a big problem. Then you got real issues on your hands. You got the opportunity. Be thankful that these things have, been illuminated to you so that you can fix them while you've got the luxury of doing it, not under pressure.
So my next question, how do you define success?
If you've got a clear picture of what you want in any situation and you achieve that, I would say that's success. If you've got people coming to you for some advice, I would say that's success. If you've got people that are willing to listen to what you've got to say on a certain subject, I would say that you're somewhat successful in that. And I think this mentality of if you're not first, you're last, is total trash. It wrecks your brain to think that way. And I think a lot of people have been duped into thinking that way, and it doesn't do any good for anybody to think that way. Unless you are literally in the top 5 people in the world and you need that to push you forward. I mean, you're a different kind of creature to start with if that is you, but I would say, as if you're speaking to general public, just normal people who want the best for their lives and their family and just want to move through this world with a relative ease, I would say don't listen to that. Don't stop comparing yourself to others. I shouldn't say that. We all compare ourselves to others, but don't just compare yourself to others. Use it to your advantage. Compare yourself to the guy next to you and use it to iron sharpen iron type of speak. Don't compare yourself in order to beat yourself up. Use it like a stick to beat yourself up.
So at this point in time, what I'd like to do is to summarize the things that you've said. These are what I believe to be your keys to success. 1, you've got to know your game. You really need to understand what you're doing and how to play it and apply yourself. You can't shortcut the process. You need to put in the hard work, the discipline. And 3 is you need to take responsibility, take ownership for all of the problems and obstacles that arise. Once you come across these obstacles, sometimes you might need to go get help to improve because you might not be able to solve it all yourself. So don't be afraid to get help. And lastly, don't compare yourself to others and use that to beat yourself up. By all means, compare yourself, but understand where you want to be and use it positively and not negatively.
Yeah. I mean, that's a great summary. That's a really good summary.
So my final question, what advice would you give to your younger self?
My younger self, this is what I would give to my younger self. Is we only get one shot at this. I'm 41 years old. In another 10 years, I'll be 51. Like, we can't hang around forever. Get it done, bro. Absolutely. Absolutely. I would give my younger self this advice and go and get it, man. Live that life. Go and live it.
Thank you so much, Gebsy, for your time today. You've shared with us some really interesting insights, which I think our audience will find really valuable. Thank you.
Thank you very much once again for giving me the opportunity to share my thoughts on success, and best of luck, everybody out there, with your own success.
If you found this useful, please like, subscribe, and share this with your friends. Follow Key to Success so you can benefit from my learnings as I undertake my own journey to success.